Okay, good morning all. Welcome back to our another session of virtual class. I'll start the class with just recapping on what we have discussed in previous classes. Remember, we were discussing the topic green computing, and under green computing, we looked at what is green computing, how to save energy, right, and how to reduce energy consumption, the advantages, disadvantages of green computing, and so on. Right. So in today's class, we'll be looking at the 4 R's, which is reduce, reuse, recycle, and replace. Right. So let's just begin with reduce. Reduce. Currently, we are not talking about reducing the plastic and paper in this topic. We are talking about reducing our computing equipments. Right. So reduce means to reduce the amount of waste created in the first place is probably the best way of reducing the waste footprint. Reducing waste saves energy, reduces the waste ends up in landfill or incinerators and saves valuable resources and raw materials. Use or buy only what we really need. There is no waste to treat when there is no waste to begin with. Right? So it simply means these are the hazardous equipments, the computing parts, because it has motherboard inside it. I told you people before, and in the motherboard you have so many things made up of copper, metal, and so many things, and that is not good for soil. That's why all those things are not should not be disposed just anywhere, anyhow. Right? That's why we have to reduce, meaning we have to keep those equipments in such a way so that it doesn't become a waste. Okay? If something is wrong with that equipment, try to fix it and reuse it, use it again, and that will definitely reduce the amount of waste that we produce. Now, next one, reuse, that is refurbish. By reconditioning and replacing IT hardware parts, user can prolong its utilization. So we can always reuse whatever things are there, whatever we are using. For example, maybe you have washing machine at home, and the washing machine has gone bad. Now, the washing machine has two components. One is for the washer, one is for the dryer. And inside that, you can store the things. Right? You don't throw here and there. You don't dispose. You don't throw in the dump in the soil. It's better you put it someplace and put your other equipment inside that washing machine safely. See, so we have reused that washing machine. So similarly, you can reuse other things also. So try to, that's what you have to do. You have to use the old equipment can be restored in order to maintain its function. It also can be upgraded for training new serviceability. So the old components, the computers that you have at home, maybe it's very old. You can still use it. Try to upgrade it and use it. For example, you have old TV at home. Do you reuse it? Maybe just because of one small component getting bad, or you are not able to connect. Sorry, you are not able to turn it on, and so on. Take it to the person who can fix it. Right? Fix it, and then reuse it, right? Rather than buying new things. Right? The reasons of such actions can be motivated by lower cost of refurbished equipment. So if the cost of refurbished equipment is lower, then all this can and people can be motivated, right? So we have looked at currently we have looked at reduce, how to reduce the amount of waste that we are producing, and how we can reuse the things we already have. Right? Now recycle is another one. Recycling reduces pollution and saves energy while slowing down the rate at which non-renewable resources are depleted. See, so you can always recycle things. Right? Recycling reduces the amount of greenhouse gas emissions caused by the manufacture of new products. So that's what I think I was saying. You can recycle, as I was talking about washing machine. You can recycle. Right? When I talk about reuse, you reuse the same thing for the same purpose. Right? Right? For example, you fix that equipment, whatever is bad, and reuse it. Right? But this one, you can uh, use the same equipment for some other purpose. All right, just like you must be having drums at home. No, those drums is not made for you people to use. Right? It was made maybe to carry oils or carry so many things, right? Other stuffs for different industries, right? Now, just because that drum can be used to collect water or something else, right? It has been recycled, right? It is sold to you people, to other people, so that it can be recycled. It can be used again for some other purpose, right? And second point, it says recycling reduces the amount of greenhouse gas emissions caused by the manufacturing of new products. So, yeah, you must have seen, as I said in one of the class, the Olympic gold medal, how it was made. I was watching in YouTube how it was made. It was made up of used mobile phones. The motherboard that is inside the mobile phone, it was made of that motherboard. So thousands and millions of motherboard were there, and they have used that to make the medal. See, so smart, eh? And they have not disposed their motherboard. If they have disposed that motherboard in the soil, and then what will happen? The soil will get very toxic. So it's better. The best option they took was recycle it. Right now, next one, the last one. Oh, sorry, one more slide. It says recycling takes place in two areas: the production of products and waste formation of these goods. By dismantling and providing reuse possibilities, intact natural resources are conserved, and air and water pollution caused by hazardous disposal is avoided. Right? So it's better you always dismantle the whatever equipment you have. Right? For example, when you dismantle, maybe some of the parts in that equipment is not bad, so you keep it. Right? For example, the computer goes back. Okay? Now only one or two parts from the computer will be bad, not the rest of the thing. So you open the computer, take out the motherboard, you can take out the processor from there, you can take out the battery, okay? The resistors are there, your hard disk, the CD drives, and so on. So you can take it out and keep it safely, and you can install that one in some other computers. Okay? So that's to do. And then examples: unused CRT screens can be used to make house for the pet. So CRT screens, it's a very bulky screen. So if it is not being used, it is bad. You can recycle it. How? You can just put it outside for the house for the pets. See, just one example. Now replace is another one. It says replace older CRT monitors, there is cathode ray tube monitors, with LCD monitors or LED monitors, which liquid crystal display for LCD and light emitting diode for LED. Now, CRT monitors use more power than LCD monitors and contain significant amounts of lead. Fluorescent backlights have mercury, whereas LED do not have mercury. Now, whatever we are talking about CRT and LCD, you have already learned it. In which topic? In structure and functions of computer. Right? And the structure and functions of computer, under that you have this was under output devices, and under output devices it was under monitors. So these are some of the three types of monitors: CRT, LCD, and LED. Now CRT. Now why you don't see CRT monitors being used nowadays? Because it's taking a lot of power, a lot of energy. So just because of that, LCD and LED monitors came up, was developed, right? So that less power is used, less energy is used. Right? Now those were the 4 R's I've discussed about, right? Reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and replace. Okay, these 4 R's we have discussed another topic, green computing, right? So these 4 R's are practical. It should be practiced in computer, right? If you are a computer student, if you are a computer technician, whatever you are, right, you should practice 4 R's, right? If you have a bad TV at home, don't just throw it, right? Okay? You could just sell it to someone, or maybe a TV shop, right? To the person who makes TV or repairs TV, sell it to them, right, at a lower price, so that they use the good parts from there, right? Or maybe rather than throwing it, you just give it to them so that they take out things from them. See, so those are some of the ways you can practice for. Now, on 4 R's, I have one short video here. You, I want you people to see this and try to understand what I was talking about. Maybe this video will not talk more about technology, but just listen.
We're going to be learning about conservation, reduce, reuse, and recycle. What is conservation? Conservation is a careful preservation and protection of something, especially the planned management of a natural resource to prevent exploitation, destruction, or neglect. To begin with, if you're even thinking about conservation, planned management of natural resources, you're on the right track. As much as I dislike washing dishes, I dislike wasting fresh water just as much. Think about all of the people all over the world, how they would wish to have some of the fresh water that I'm just letting go down the drain. We need to think, we need to conserve. You may have heard someone say, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, they're correct. We're both intelligent enough to know that. Money doesn't grow on trees. What they're trying to tell you is, you shouldn't waste. The next time you have to throw something away in class, really think about whether or not it needs to be thrown away. See if your school has a recycling program where they take paper materials and recycle them. So how about it? Let's become a conservationist. There's 3 words that you need to know. First, let's talk about reduce. To reduce is to cut down on the amount of resources that are used. So in thinking about conservation, how can we reduce the amount of water that we use to water our lawn? So if it's summertime, don't water in the heat of the day. So around noon, don't even think about it. You should water in the early morning or the late evening so that the water can seep into the soil and better hydrate the roots. I can't help but to think back to my experiences around the world, looking at the men and how they desperately just wanted a sip of fresh water. How could I be so wasteful? We need to reduce the amount of water that we're wasting. The next time you're perusing through your closet, take a look at the inventory of clothes that you have. Do you have too many? Do you have some that are too small? Perhaps maybe a brother or a sister could benefit from you giving some shirts or pants to them. Or you could donate to your local thrift store, where surely someone could benefit from the use of them. The average American family could greatly reduce the amount of electricity that they use throughout the day. Do you have a dryer? Did you know that you can also dry clothes using the sun's energy? Using a dryer uses a lot of energy that could possibly be conserved or reduced. When traveling very short distances, instead of using a car, perhaps maybe you could walk. What does it mean to reuse? To reuse means to not throw away things that could be used again. I know it may sound disgusting. Some of the things that throw away probably shouldn't be thrown away. We could use them again and again for different purposes. Throw away lint from the dryer? I think not. Lint is an excellent fire starter that you can use in your fireplace. All this talk about reusing makes me think about renewable energy sources. Take a look at these wind turbines. The wind is constantly blowing. Water all over Earth is constantly flowing. So think about it. Those renewable energy sources can be used to generate electricity. Unfortunately, many people around the Earth utilize non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources include coal, gas, and oil. They're not going to be around forever, so we have to utilize renewable energy resources such as wind and water. When thinking about reusing, think about your needs versus your greeds. Do you really need that new item, or could you do without it? If you really want to put forth the effort and think about it, there are plenty that we could reuse. Many grocery stores utilize plastic bags. Plastic bags are bad for the environment. So why not bring a bag that we can reuse over and over again? Cloth bag is a great example. Single-serve plastic water bottles are not good for the environment, and they may not be good for your health. So why not use a refillable, reusable container for your needs? What does it mean to recycle? To recycle means to recover a resource from an item and to use the recovered resource to make a new item. This is the universal sign for recycling. What happens to tires when they're all used up? Well, some people actually recycle tires into mulch for playgrounds. Where do plastic water bottles go after they're used? Did you know that some companies can actually convert plastic from the plastic water bottles into clothing? Yes, it's true. Oh, conservation doesn't have to be difficult. Conserve Earth's resources. Better conserve Earth's resources, we need to learn to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Feel free to check out our Teacher Pay Teacher store. Follow us on it.
All right, so that was a short video on and the 3 hours, but actually I put you people about 4 hours. Right, replace is another one. Right, so this is ending our topic here, right, on green computing. Now our next topic, I hope people are answering the questions, sending it to me. I have not received everyone's answers, but some of the answers I have received. Thanks to all those who have sent. Next topic is on software, right? So I think I will just go briefly on that topic, and then after that I'll not discuss much on that, but a few things I just want to discuss. Give me a moment. Okay. Now, software, right? Software is something. It is a program that is installed in the devices, in the computing devices, right? Every computing device has a software, right, installed in there. Now, automatic ones. For example, the computer has the software installed. So many softwares installed. Your mobile phones have softwares. The apps, all those are softwares, right? So those are installed in the phones and the computers, right? So let me just discuss further on software. Before that, the objectives: describe the difference between system software and application software, discuss the various type of system software, understand how system software interacts with application software. See, so there are 2 types of software. If you just look at the objectives, 2 types of system software and application software, right? And then under system software there are various types, right? Under application software there are 2 types, right? So let's just go through the introduction. It says the software is a series of instructions or a special program that performs a particular task and is recorded in some form on a computer disk. So any series of instructions or a special program that performs a particular task. So for example, you have Zoom app in your phone. That's a software. It is performing, right? What task is it performing? It is allowing you to join the classes, online classes. See, right? You must be having Messenger, Viber, or Facebook. So many applications in your mobile phone. All those are software, right? It is installed in the mobile phone, allowing you to communicate with your friends and families. Right? Similarly, in the computer, there's so many software. There's Microsoft Office. There's Microsoft Edge, the browser, right? Google Chrome, Firefox, right? Media player, the VLC media player, right? The antivirus. And all these are softwares, right? Now, the software is an abstract collection of instructions for computers to perform specific tasks. It is also referred to as a program or software program. So, another name for software is program. Computer software has two major categories, right? There are two categories of the software. One is system software, another one is application software. Now, under system software comes another four things, which is operating system, device driver, utility, language translator. Under application software comes another two things, right? General software, general papers and special papers. See, so under software topic, we will be discussing about all these things, right? You should know under software comes these two things, under system software comes these four things, and under application software comes general and special paper software. Right? Now, let me just go over system software. Remember, system software is a set of programs that manage or control a computer's resources. Software acts as an interface between the user, the application software, and the computer's hardware. So, system software, it is managing the overall computer's resources, right? It is managing the overall computer resources. So, for example, if when if you off your phone and you turn it on, right, you will see which brand's phone is there. Maybe it's Samsung, so you will see Samsung written and when you turn it on, right? Or Huawei, right? So that is a brand name of the phone, and then what is happening? The operating system of that phone is loading, right? Now that operating system is the system software. Why is a system software? Because that one is allowing, it is controlling all the phone's resources, right? It is controlling, it is allowing you to install more apps, it is allowing you to install Facebook, Fiverr, Messenger, and so on, all those. If system software is not there, you'll not be able to use the computer, you'll not be able to move, you'll not be able to touch the screen, and so on. Okay? It's just because of system software you are able to navigate the phone. Okay? Now, software acts as an interface between the user, the application software, and the computer hardware. See, so software is acting as an interface. Right? It is allowing you as the user to interact with the phone. It is allowing you as an user to interact with the computer. Just because of software, you are able to interact. Now, these are the four types of four control programs of software. See, one is operating system. Some of the operating systems you must be knowing of, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. The latest one is Windows 10, which is used by many people in Fiji now. Windows 7, now Windows 10 is being used. Right, so let's see what is operating system. It says coordinate computer resources, provide an interface between the users and the computer and run application. See, so that's the job of operating system. Okay? It manages the overall operations of the computer and allows users to interact with the computer. Next one, utilities, also known as service program. Program specific tasks related to managing computer. So it's a service program, right? It is it performs specific task only related to managing computer resources. Right? It doesn't perform all that. It only performs specific tasks. Now, device drivers are specialized programs that allow particular input output communication devices to communicate with the rest of the computer system. So, must have seen, for example, when you plug a new USB in your laptop, right? So in the computer, you'll see it will take some time to pick or load that USB. because the device driver is loading. Right? The computer is allowing, the system software is allowing the device driver to load that particular SD. Or maybe sometimes you plug the keyboard or the mouse in the computer, it will take time because it is loading, right? Allowing the other devices to load to connect to the computer. That's the job of device drivers. Right? Every device that is there in the computer, right, is a driver. Okay? For example, the CD-ROM, the CD drive that is there, it is a driver. Okay? All the USB ports have different drivers. So you should know every device is a driver and it is loaded by the computer. You just plug and play system. You plug and after some time you'll be able to use it. Now language translators is another one. Convert the programming instructions written by programmers into a language that computers understand and process. So that's the job of the language translator. There's another uh, control programs of system software. Okay? It conveys the programming instructions written by programmers into a language that computer understands. See, so all the programs that is there in the system software, right? It is written by people, right? The program developers, right? So that one the computer has to understand. So how computer is able to understand? Just because of language translators. Language translators translates it, right? So those are the 4 control programs. Please remember that, and very important. You should learn about all these 4 control programs. Okay. Now go back and look at the operating system only. Let's see now looking at these 4 control programs. Right, number 1 is operating system. So we'll discuss about operating system now. Right. Um, Maybe we'll discuss about operating system in the next class. Right. There's so many things come under operating system and then under utilities and so on. Right. So um, I will not end the class here. I will just show a small video on this topic so that you understand better, and we'll continue with this in the next class, which is next week same time. Right, just give me a second. I'll just show you in video. Okay.
Types of software. Computer software is a set of instruction that guides the computer hardware and tell the hardware what to do, when to do.
So let me just start from the beginning.
Types of software. Computer software is a set of instruction that guides the computer hardware and tell the hardware what to do, when to do, and how to do a task. Software gives life to the computer. Without software, the computer is a dead machine. Computer software is divided into application software and system software. Application software. Application software are programs that help the user perform specific tasks. Word processing software like MS Word, WordPad, and Notepad are used to create documents such as letters, reports, etc. Database software like Oracle, MS Access are to store data and perform some operations on the data. Spreadsheet software like Microsoft Excel are used to organize data in rows and columns, perform calculations, and present data in charts and graphs. Presentation software like Microsoft PowerPoint is used to display information in the form of slides. Internet browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari are used to access the internet. System software. System software is a set of programs that controls the computer hardware. The system software is the platform for running the application software. System software are operating system and utility software. Operating system. Operating system is a software that acts as an interface between the user and the computer system. Operating systems for desktop and laptop computer are Microsoft Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Microsoft Windows is a very popular operating system created by Microsoft. The founder of Microsoft is Bill Gates. There are different versions of Microsoft Windows. Mac OS is an operating system created by Apple. The founder of Apple is Steve Jobs, and Steve weighs yeah. Mac OS can run on all Macintoshes. Linux is a free operating system that can be downloaded from the internet. It was developed by Linus Torvalds. Operating systems for mobile devices are Android and Apple iOS. Android is the most common mobile operating system used for mobile phone and tablets. iOS is used on iPhone and iPad. Utility software. Utility software is a software used to analyze, configure, optimize and maintain the computer. Example of utility software are antivirus software, backup software, disk compression tool, file manager. Now, let's see the summary of what we have learned. Computer software is a set of instruction that guides the computer hardware. Computer software is divided into application software and system software. Application software are programs that help the user perform specific tasks. System software is a set of programs that controls the computer hardware. System software provides the platform for running the application software. System software are divided into operating system software and utility software.
So, any questions, anyone? No questions? And if no questions, then I end the class here. And I just wanted to let you people know that you people are monitored, and those who are present in the class, thank you very much. Keep on submitting me the answers. Okay? And answers for this week, I hope you have submitted. Right, and keep on attending our classes, online class. For week 7, only one student has submitted the worksheet. And only one student. Those who are present in the class, so please check why you have not submitted and submit it. This time deadline is today, so you have to submit it by today. Don't give me tomorrow, please. Yes, so I'll end the class here. Thank you.